Hi everyone, it's time for our new kit, and we're going to call this one Rummage and Ransack. The whole kit evolves around the Pocket Scavenger, and I'll discuss a little bit about the Pocket Scavenger. It comes with prompts galore, so you'll never, ever, ever not have something to do. The first prompt that you always get is called the Scavenge, which means that's what you're going to hunt down, look for. It has different meanings for different prompts. This one right here, like number 38, is a pencil rubbing of a gravestone. So you're going to go out to a graveyard and you're going to do a pencil rubbing. I mean, you know, that's pretty cool. And then you have what's called the alteration. Now the alteration is taking whatever you scavenged on that page and changing it. So this one happens to be a writing prompt. You turn your book upside down and this gives you your alteration. And this one for the pencil rubbing on the gravestone is, what memory does it spark? Write about it. So, you know, that's pretty cool that you get two things that you can do. Now, if you want, you can do just the scavenge part. And at another time, you know, completely down the road, if you want, you can then turn it upside down and do the alteration. It doesn't matter. It's however you want to do it. But these are fun books to just do whatever you want to do in them. It also has a checklist if you want to just spend a day looking for items. You can go to the back of the book, and as you can see here, it has lots of things. Like here's the gravestone rubbing, and you can check it off as you go around and gather things up. So that is part of the kit. What else do you get with the kit? Well, we're giving you some charcoal pencils, and yes, I have already opened my stuff up and been playing with it, so sorry. But you get charcoal pencils, you get some oil pastel crayons, which we're going to be playing with today. You get some Deco Art glossy paint pots. You get an ident pen, and I love mine so much, I have an extra one that I ordered through the store. Really cool pens, writes on gloss, and you know, magazine collages, all that kind of stuff that you might collect. And you're going to get this little paint palette. Yes, it's messy because, yes, I've already been using it. A couple little stencils here. And again, yes, you can see this is one I've already used and I didn't clean it off. And here's another one. And then, for all my little brushy friends that don't clean their brushes, and you know who you are, I don't need to point it out. Anyway, I included Brush Plus, which is a brush cleaner, okay? So no excuses for not having clean brushes. So let me show you what I've done here a little bit. First thing they tell you to do is they tell you to take an envelope and attach it to the front of your book. That's your scavenge. Grab an envelope, put it on the front of your book. Now, I turned mine and I've covered it up, so I had to... Oh no, I'm sorry, this one didn't have one. I had to go find an alteration. Sorry. So I went to, just flipped it open, took whatever was going to be there, and it says on page 52, the alteration was to turn it into a vehicle. And I wrote here, figured a dump truck was appropriate because that's what you're going to be doing, is dumping all your stuff in there. So I took my pot, my paints, here we go. I took my ident pen, and that was all that I used for this, and I painted my envelope. And as you can see, I already have a postcard in here from my girlfriend Jamie, who just went to Costa Rica, because later on it calls for a postcard prompt. So stuck that in there to keep. So I'm going to write my name on here, Sandy's Scavenger Truck. I just hadn't finished it yet. But anyway, I love my little truck. I think it's really cute, and I love the glossy paint. So that's what I used for that. And then on this one here, this was just a page. It had the author's name and the book's name and things like that. And on the alteration part, it says create a funny character. So I just did this little two birds talking to each other, and one bird's hanging upside down, and the bird that's right side up says you're weird, and the bird that's hanging upside down says, well, you're boring. So that's just my funny little thing. You're going to see more journaling with me on this one. I want to do more of that instead of just pictures. I want to do something that I am writing on. So it doesn't matter if it's journal spilling, unconscious stream, whatever you want to do, as long as you're doing something or just doing a picture. The reason this is in a house shape is because this page here, the alteration is make it into a building or a house. So all I did was I cut down this side here and I took my flaps, folded them in. That made a house shape and glued it. I have used molding paste through a stencil. I used the Happily Ever After stencil. I collaged a butterfly. I glued on some stickers. And I journaled in here. So, just, you know, it was a fun page. Now today, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to work on the oil pastels. And we're going to do a scratch art. The only thing that is important when you're doing the oil pastels is just making sure that you have a nice coverage. So as you can see, I'm just pressing down hard and I'm just going over everything, making sure there's no white space. When you blend your colors, you know, rub the oil pastel colors over each other, you're blending the colors. And the prompt here for this one is combine with something from nature. Okay, that's your alteration. Combine something from nature. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to paint this all in black here, and I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do next. I have let my black paint dry, and I'm going to go with the alteration down here, which is to use something from nature. And I'm going to use leaves, and that's why I was doing this color. That one's too big. You can, you know, use something that you cut out from the Cricut, a die cut, anything that you have on hand. I happen to dry leaves a lot, and so I'm going to use those. Now, I use my very old beat up embossing tool, because I don't ever really emboss anymore, but and the tip broke off this end, so it makes a great scratching tool. But you can also use, and I thought I had one out here to show you, I guess it's hiding somewhere, a toothpick, a wooden bamboo skewer. You know, you can use anything. And all you're going to do is just scratch through the paint, just like so, revealing what's underneath. So I'm just going to take my leaf, and I'm just going to outline it. This happens to be a sugar maple leaf. They're very pretty when they turn colors. So I'm going to do this, and then I think I'm going to come back through maybe and scratch out the insides. I think it's going to have to wait and see how pretty they look just outlined on here before I can see what I'm going to do. You know, sometimes I don't know what you're going to do until you do it. But I have decided that when it calls for nature scavengers and things like that, I am not, and this is just a personal thing for me, I'm not going to use actual items from nature. I wanted to draw them, or like I'm doing here, trace it. I just don't happen to like bulky books. That's just my thing. Might not be your thing, but it's my thing. And the awesome thing about this journal is, I think, is that nothing will be the same. No two people are going to have the same, whoops, sorry, hit the camera, are going to have the same designs. And I think that's pretty cool. Oh, see, I like this. What do you think? Let's see. I'm trying to think how I want to go with this leaf here. Let's do that. Now, where I don't have the oil pastel crayons, there's not going to be any color to the scratch off. See, like I can tell when I get to that edge. See here? Because I don't have the pastels going all the way around the edge. And I wanted that intentionally, so that's why I didn't do that. But keep that in mind when you're doing stuff. And just stop so that you're not scratching through things that you don't want to. Okay, so I have my leaves. Now I can go back through here if I want and just draw the veins. To finish everything up, I'm just doing my writing at the bottom, and I am using some of the Jelly Roll Moonlight Sakura pens that you got in the previous kit. They just work really great on dark colors. So I'm going to use my 90-degree angle here. So I have a nice even line. And when I am doing something that I want to be spaced between here and here, I'm going to start this word backwards. So I've got my R, and an A. Oops. Try that again. There we go. My G. My U. And then I just spell it backwards. So there's sugar. Remember I told you these were the sugar maple leaves. So that's a detail I want to remember. And I like whimsical lettering, so I go uppercase and lowercase and mix those together. There. So really that's all I'm going to do for this page. I really like this book. It's a lot of fun. And if you have problems with prompts and things like that, and you know, you get stuck in situations or you don't know what you want to do, this is going to be a great book to loosen you up, to help you explore different things and to think outside of the box. And I hope you enjoyed this little technique here with the oil pastels and the paint, okay? And don't forget to wash out your brushes. No excuses. You have this brush wash. And have fun. Can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. Tamika will be next week, and I can't wait to see what she makes too. Have a great week, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.